Hello students, this video will go over step number 1 of how to create a political poster using Pixlr. This video will go over document setup, creating a background, and placing your main image into your document using frames. Next video will go over things like slogan and caption. So when we look at these examples, again, you're only want to focus on, background color and matching image and the shapes that you see within those images. So the key thing to focus on is every political poster has a catchy slogan that is usually the biggest. Then there's some sort of matching image or graphic that gives you a visual clue of what the image is or of what the issue is. It also is meant to kind of draw the viewer in, evoke emotion, be more, grab people's attention. And then there's a background and a tagline. Again, as I was saying, we're only going to focus right now on background and matching image. So when you're choosing a background, you have some options. You can either go with a solid color that kind of matches the mood or theme of your object or of your issue, or you could go with the ombre. If you do want to go with a more of an ombre style background, the key thing to just pay attention to is that the lettering is really designed to be contrast and stand out against a very colorful background. And then last but not least, you could do something like color bars so that there's like a band of a different color in the middle. This is also very helpful for making your text stand out if you have a very busy image in the background. So with that, let's get into Pixlr and go over how to add the background. All right, so when you first open Pixlr, if you're not there already, just go to the home page and then you want to create new. So at this point in time, we're going to be designing our political posters for Instagram. So you can choose either this square format, 1000 by 1000, or you can choose a taller Instagram story for your design. I like the Instagram story design, and I'm just going to call it political poster. I'm not going to set the background here. I'm going to set the background in a different place. Then I'm going to hit create. So here is my canvas, just to give you kind of sense of overview of the interface. On the left-hand side, you have the toolbar. The main tools that we're going to be using here a lot are the Move tool or the Arrange tool, which if you hover over it, it tells you is shortcut V. So if you're ever lost or don't know how to get there, just hit V and it will take you there. The other tool that we are going to use a lot of is the Shapes and Frame tool. Those are the two tools that I'm going to focus on today. So to draw a background, I'm going to use the Shape tool and make sure that I'm on a rectangle. And I'm going to just draw a rectangle as big as I can. I do have to close this add so that I can enlarge it further. Now, if it doesn't fit exactly, you have to hold the Shift key. It's okay if it goes over a little bit. And it will default to whatever the last color was. So again, here is how I would go about changing the color. So if I click on fill, I can change the shade of the specific color. So this will not change the color itself. It just makes it darker or lighter or more gray. If I want to change the color, I've got to use this spinny wheel. So if I was going for like a light purple for my background, I would go there. But how do we do something more? So if you're trying to do the ombre effect, there's gradient here. And the way this works is it's a blend of two different colors. So click once here, and I can change the top color. As you can see, I'm changing the top color. So I'll pick like, keep with that purple theme, hit OK. And then I want that purple to fade into a pink, like a pinkish red. That is really nice. If I want to add a third, I would just click somewhere here in the middle and then maybe do like a contrasting color, like orange. So now it's got like pink, fades to orange, fades fades back to purple, and I can kind of place that band either at the top or at the bottom, depending on where I move this. So that is the gradient tool. I wouldn't worry too much about pattern. You can add patterns differently. So once you have it, I'm going to kind of go with these 3 colors in a band, and then I'm going to click X, so I'm back here. So that is how you change the background color. Next, I'm going to focus on where I place the image. So to do that, I'm going to want to add a frame. Frames are kind of an image holder. They are great for, because you can actually replace the picture if you don't like it or you change the design. If you use frames, you can kind of place where you want the picture without necessarily committing to a specific picture. When you're using frames, if you don't press the shift key, it's going to kind of let you freeform it. If you do press the shift key, it will make sure that it's locked into a square. The other thing that I really like about frames is that you're not tied to a perfect rectangle. If you click on shapes up here, you can choose things that have kind of curved edges. Maybe it's got a little scalloped edge or a circle. I do like some of these. I also really like these funky ones down here because they have the effect of kind of like torn paper, or I think there's like crumpled paper or smeared paint. I do really like this one. So I'm going to kind of place this at the top, kind of drag it so that it fits out, and now it's still locked into that square. So I'm going to press shift so that I can kind of drag. When you're placing your frame, this is when you want to start to think about balance. Is it on the left? Is it on the right? Or is it in the middle? Because depending on where you put the picture, you're going to want to balance that picture out with your text. So in this composition, with this frame up here, I have room for kind of a slogan and stuff down here in a center weighted design. If I chose a frame that was more, say I did a circle frame, and I kind of put it off to the side like this. Now I could put my picture here, but I have room to maybe fit, my caption over here and then down here. You're kind of constantly playing this balancing game where wherever you put the picture, you're going to balance that picture out in the other side with something else. So how do frames work? So once you've placed a frame, you do want to add a picture into that. You can click on Set Image and find the picture on your desktop. You can't copy and paste a picture into your frame. So if you put it in a Google slideshow yesterday, you do need to go and download it from Google. I have already downloaded some pictures, so I'm going to go to Set Image. And then I'm working on this AAPI poster. So I have a picture of an Asian woman that I kind of wanted to put in there. So yes, you're looking for iconic pictures. You're also looking for pictures where they're making direct eye contact with the viewer. Yesterday, I looked up some more iconic pictures with like celebrities. One thing I did find is that celebrities, if you use a celebrity in your poster, it's all about them. It's not about the issue per se. So you kind of also want to think about make it somebody that's not totally recognizable unless you're making a poster about a quote that features a quote from Malala or a quote from Michelle Obama, and you want to include a picture of Michelle Obama. So the nice part about frames is, once I've set the picture, I can double click and move the picture that I have around inside of it, and the frame doesn't change. The other thing that is nice is I can change the shape. Maybe I'm like, I don't really like this style, so let me go and change the shape. I actually like this kind of more waterfall mountain style. So let me just change this design a little bit. I think that that other one is a little too aggressive. It's like too torn. This is a nice transition. So I've got this picture. I want to match it more to my background though. So there are some filters up here. If you go to filters, I'm sorry, I don't have the layer picked. Filters, you can kind of make it, have a little newspapery vibe. But what I really like to use is either color lookup. This will kind of make it two colors. So color lookup, you can do two colors, you can do three, you can do light to dark, dark to light. The way that this works is you want the darkest color on this side and the lightest color on this side. So I can change this. I can make it kind of like a nice dark purple to match my background. Maybe even make it darker. So now she really, if I click let go, if I click apply, she really blends with my design. Other filters that are also really nice, if you go to posterize, that will kind of put little like steps into it that makes it look kind of more man-made, or gives it that kind of postery effect. But I do really think between color adjust, posterize, threshold is also cool, but threshold will give you kind of a solid black and white that you would then need to do color lookup onto. So like here is, that's too similar to my background color. Make it darker. And hit apply. Yeah, that's okay. But I kind of actually I like this original color lookup one more. So I'm going to go this way. Before we leave, I do want to just show you how to save your work. So you do want to go to File, Save. JPEG is what you want to use to upload to Google Classroom. So just download it as a JPEG. That's fine. It's a small file size. But what I have found is that sometimes this doesn't save to the browser like it's supposed to. So you do also want to save a copy as a PXZ file. That will just make sure that it preserves all of your layers and all of your details so that you can come in and add text at a later date. So that is it from me. Thank you all for watching this video to its conclusion. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing your posters, and have a great day.